Hey, welcome back into Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. We're keeping an eye on grain markets now as Kansas farmers watch global headlines. Grain markets remain volatile from export demand to trade policy. We're breaking it down what's ahead for wheat and sorghum growers here at home. We're bringing in Dan O'Brien, Kansas State agricultural economist. Dan, how are current or potential tariffs impacting Kansas wheat and sorghum exports?
I think tariffs have certainly impacted grain sorghum exports. Not so much the imposition of them, but the conflict between the U.S. and China, China being the primary buyer of U.S. grain sorghum. That contention has caused grain sorghum exports to be flat for about 2 or 3 months. So it's really affected us in the short run. There's hope on the other side that if the U.S. and China come to an agreement, that'd be probably among the first commodities that would show positive progress. So that's the hope on the backside. And for wheat, wheat's sort of an up and down situation to where I don't know that the tariffs are directly affecting U.S. wheat. Really, kind of what's happening, if more so, probably is harvest coming on, low prices right now, a little bit of weakening in the U.S. dollar. And when you look at the most recent week of data, we've actually had a pretty strong week in hard red winter wheat exports and U.S. wheat exports overall. So some hope there. But again, it's more and more of low prices and a weakening U.S. dollar than anything else. And we have our eyes on what's happening overseas in Russia and Ukraine, et cetera. And if they have good crops or not. And China's it's being reported they have a serious drought in their wheat production areas. So you've got these factors that could come in and help the wheat market. And of course, the big thing is we've got harvest coming on, and we tend to have an oversupply at harvest and low prices. And it really is a matter of how quickly after harvest we respond. Yeah.
So $1 million question: sell or hold?
Oh, for wheat at this time, if you have space, you're probably going to hold it for a little bit to get past the harvest. But if you don't, which a lot of farmers are in that situation, they may be thinking of moving their wheat a little sooner to have space for what could happen with the fall crops coming behind it.
So Dan, overall, what do Kansas producers need to keep in mind in terms of trade?
Well, that the world is paying attention to the seasonality of our prices, when our crops are coming on or not, and the world's at this point anticipating large crops. So it's been a real inhibitor on prices that can come on. However, if that is not certain, we're still weighing the risks of dry conditions in June, July, and August coming on, and if that comes about, prices will go the other direction, go to the high side, and we're just in the midst. It's just about June 1, just about the midst of about the most uncertain time of the year.
Well, Dan, as always, thanks so much for coming on and chatting with me. Everyone stick around. Eye on Ag. We'll be back after the break.